Hi, welcome back. I'm the host of CKQ podcast. My name is Clement, and I want to just talk about something that I ran into today while I was out. So I went to a car show today, and I was talking to this old man. I first started talking about cars. I don't really know, really much about cars, but I pretended pretty well. So we actually just started exchanging, talking about cars, and we eventually moved into real estate. And he started pretty much giving me all the game on how he actually purchased a lot of real estate, and that's how he's been able to retire. And so he actually just gave me bits and pieces of, hey, if you're going in the game, this is what to look out for. This is what I've learned. Blah blah, this and that, X Y Z. And Mike was his name. And the more I talked to him, I'm just like, wow, this is so much valuable information that this older gentleman has. And what I did was I went around and talked to all the older gentlemen there, and each one was just giving me extremely valuable information. And what I noticed there was at that car show was a lot of them were just retired. So they pretty much set everything up that they could properly in life, and then they just retired. And it was great because I was thinking like, wow, like retirement, is that something in my future? But talking to them made it a little bit more tangible, made it more understandable. Who's that? Who's that? Thanks, Steven. um, appreciate you, bro. Thanks. But this is more lo-fi. I don't know if you can actually hear it. I hope it doesn't sound too bad. But hey, I guess we'll see in the restream, right? Um, right. Where was I? So yeah, that old guy. He We started talking a little bit more, digging into his life a little bit deeper. He was really, I guess, letting loose while we started talking, and he eventually opened up and told me that like 6 months ago he just came through a remission of cancer, renal, and I was just like, whoa, that's crazy, man. And he was telling me, yeah, um, it's crazy because the second I retired, that happened, and I was telling him it's a good thing that it happened when you were retired as opposed to during your work life. Like if that happened in the middle of your work life, there would be no way you'd be retiring right now. And he was pretty happy about hearing that, but to me that was kind of like wow, it was a little bit of a wake up. You know, if you're not really enjoying life, if you're kind of sitting at home a lot, then what are you actually doing with your life? Like if he all he did was work and sat at home. I mean, I met him at a car show, so clearly we're both out trying to live our lives, but if all he did was ever work and go home and then work and go home, he would have gotten cancer and just that would have been all of his life. That's everything that his life amassed to was work and go home and sleep. So I think sometimes we don't think a lot of these things through when we're working. Um, if you want to work, if you want to work and gain as much as you can, and that's going to be your high, then okay. But I would definitely say for a lot more people to live life as opposed to cranking out those 60-hour weeks and then going home and sleeping and then waking up and doing the same thing again. You're gonna go insane. You just bang out your time, and then with your free time, you got to start getting out. Got to start communicating with a little bit more people. Join social clubs. This app that I actually recently started using, it's called Meetup. And on Meetup, you just pretty much go around and find local groups in your area. It could be salsa classes. It could be dodgeball. Dodgeball was a really fun one. That was actually one of the first ones I went to. That was like in New York City. So, and I was on the way to after work. So, like, I went to that dodgeball club after work, and it was insane, man. At first, I thought it was just gonna be like a small little like, haha, we're all adults kind of pickup game. Like, no, no, like the first person that was out on the team was me because some lady whipped it so hard at my foot that I didn't see it coming, and it clipped my foot. I was out, and I was just like, oh, these adults go hard. Like they're actually trying to win this. So that was like a really fun way to get into meetup. And there's a bunch of other different clubs in it actually. So there's like dodgeball, there's hiking. Hiking I did yesterday. Today, a guy actually set up a car show that was part of a flea market. So that was also a good one. And you go there knowing a group of people that you don't really know, but all of you guys kind of follow the same social club. So you can all just kind of meet each other and actually have conversations, and yeah, just be normal. Get out of your house. Just be normal. As weird as it sounds, get out of your house and actually have conversations with people that you normally wouldn't, maybe would, but just too scared or whatever it is. No one's out of reach. No one's out of touch. You're never too high on your horse to talk to anyone because in reality, everyone wants to have a good conversation. And what most people don't do when they're having conversations is listen. So become good at listening to people. Ask them really good questions about what you were listening. I mean, if they're talking to you and telling you things that their face is lighting up, they're being a little bit more expressive, then you know like that's something very important to them. So pay attention to what it is that they're saying. And I think that would be the lesson that I learned from that. It started off with Mike, but it ended with definitely get to know the people around you. Definitely get to know who you can trust, who you get knowledge from. Actually, talking a lot more to people, it really opens them up. I wouldn't even say talking. I would say listening to a lot of people because most people want to talk, but listening to a lot of people, you really get a good knack for understanding that most people just want to be listened to. And again, it's a fun way to get out of your house. So start doing that a little bit more. Get out of your house. Find different apps. Find different social clubs, volleyball, dodgeball, softball, whatever it is. Get out of your house and start meeting people. Start communicating again. And on that note, that is my spiel for the day.